In today's pedicure tutorial, you're going to learn the necessary steps to prevent injury to a client when trimming the toenails, learn how to clean under a lifted toenail so the nails can reattach to the nail bed, and how to clear up fungal toenails. This video is full of great toenail cleaning and relaxing content, so stay tuned.
That one soak a little bit longer.
And I had nail polish on.
Yeah, that's okay.
If you're new here, welcome. Please subscribe and click the bell to turn on your notifications to know when I upload my weekly video, and be notified if your comment got the most likes and will be featured in an upcoming video.
Your feet, I'm like, okay.
Yeah. It's like cleaning the house before the housekeeper gets there.
And
Yeah.
she's like, no, Mom, just let it do it. Okay. And I've had that for years from when I was younger.
Yeah, just building up from pressure on pushing on our shoes.
Mm-hmm. Well, mine came from when I was younger. I loved to skate, and this is when I was really, really young. And they didn't have my size, and I would put on the skates, and my feet would hurt. And I would still skate.
They'll be beautiful before no time at all. Just need a little extra TLC. So how long was the drive?
About an hour.
Okay. That's not bad.
No, it's not too bad. And how does, is it something I should do to kind of, or is that just something that just...
It's because there's so much dehydration in your nails. Using cuticle oil every single day after they get all cleared up will help it.
Okay.
But using the nail mycosis solution is going to help that not do that. So, yeah.
Because that would be wonderful. Because that's why I said I'll just wait to see.
But it shouldn't be live on the back.
With any new client, especially if you
endings.
can't see through the toenail to see where the attachment point is, you should always use an instrument to clean under the nail to see where the attachment point is before you start to trim the nails. This client has had a bad experience in the past with a podiatrist who hurt her very badly.
Is this
so
the one
I'm gonna
that's
show
most
you some,
sensitive?
precautious ways to trim the nails.
Yeah, we have to be careful not to cut any live skin. Can you feel that?
No.
I know you're nervous. I can feel it in your toe.
I'm always nervous.
Well, especially after that one guy.
Yes. And he was a foot doctor.
Yeah, so how about that? I feel any of that?
Okay.
How about this?
No.
That?
No. Ooh. I'm always so afraid.
Don't worry.
Okay. I know that.
Now, that one is the one that you can feel it the most. What about those?
No, I don't
Those
think,
were okay?
Yeah, I think these are okay.
Oh, is that okay?
Yes.
Communication is very important, especially if you have a nervous client.
It's okay.
Being patient and taking your time is very important to earn their trust.
How's that?
You're fine. I'm just nervous.
I know, it's okay.
If you start to get frustrated, it's only going to make them more nervous and to trust you less. So just be careful, go slow, take your time, and make sure not to injure the client.
You're probably afraid to trim your own, aren't you?
I am. Yeah, this one. All of them. That's why I'm kind of afraid. A lot of times I'll cut down as much as I can, and I'll just take an emery board and
file. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
I'm so afraid.
I'm not gonna hurt you. And your nail bed is sensitive. That's why we have toenails that cover them. And so when it separates and stuff gets stuck underneath there, when you try to clean out from underneath, it feels vulnerable.
Okay.
It feels sensitive because it's supposed to be protected.
Okay.
So it is going to feel a little strange when I'm cleaning underneath there.
Okay.
But hopefully it's going to have been softened enough from the water and from the products that I'm using that it comes out easy.
Okay.
I'm not going to have to be pushing or digging or prying or anything like that.
Okay.
So you won't have to worry about any of that. But I can tell from all of this discoloration, it almost looks a little bit like a tortoise shell, doesn't it?
Yes.
That there's a lot of buildup underneath there.
Okay.
And the toenail cannot reattach to the skin if there's buildup in between the back of the nail plate and the nail bed.
Okay.
So we have to get that out of there.
Thinking you've removed enough free edge is often a problem because of all of that buildup underneath. If you don't clean that out from underneath there, you will think that you had reached the attachment point, but that was not the attachment point. That was a lot of buildup. So now that I've cleared that out, now I can actually trim back
How
a
old
little
your daughter?
bit more.
She's 27.
You just have one?
Yep, just one.
Today I want you guys to tell me what your favorite tool that I use is. Tell me in the comments.
Is that why there's so much discoloration? Because the toenail is separated?
Yeah.
Okay. I always wondered, because I thought it was from me wearing a lot of fingernail polish, and I would wear my polish so long, and I'm like, okay.
Toenail fungus can start for a number of reasons, but one of them is not because you wear your toenail polish too long. There are different types of nail fungus, and it can even just start from a toenail being injured in bacteria and getting stuck underneath the toenail, which could have been how this started, but now we're going to get that all cleared up, thinned out. She's going to start using a topical
This you'll feel some
product at home
vibration,
called nail
but if it touches your skin, it won't hurt you.
Okay.
and that toenail will grow out beautifully.
But I shouldn't touch your skin. Well, because your toenails are so long right now, when the free edge of the nail gets past the attachment point where there's nail bed underneath it, there's nothing to hold it flat.
Okay.
So then when the toenail gets moist and pliable, and then it dehydrates, it just curls, just squeezes, yeah. But here you can see, I mean, you do have high hyponychiums. It goes all the way up to right there.
Okay.
But we'll let it get soft again with the water, and then we'll shorten it a little bit more.
Okay.
And I understand once that you've been injured by somebody else, that, yeah, it's hard to trust someone.
And I'm always just saying, you know, my daughter still look at me and my but that's fine. No, I'm going to Lord. I'll let her go by speed. And get him back where they need to be and tell me how I need to take care of them.
People often lose hope because they've seen a professional who's told them that there isn't anything that they can do about their toenails, or they injure them. So this client was very nervous, and I'm happy that she was able to come and see me and that she trusted me to help take care of her nails. But if you follow the steps that I suggest, you can reverse the unhealthy appearance of your toenails. One of the most important steps to restoring your toenails is to remove all of the excess cuticle that is adhered to the nail plate. Here I'm using the angled cuticle pusher. It helps push back and scrape off the surface. All of that skin covering the toenail holds moisture in the nail plate, and then that just helps keep the toenail kind of spongy and a warm, moist place for bacteria to grow. So you want to keep that nail plate nice and clean, all of that adhered material off the surface. That soak for another round, but first I'm going to trim off some of this big pieces of excess.
all the way out.
Now, what is that and what does it do?
This is callus remover, and it has an active ingredient in it that helps dissolve the non-living tissue, so I can file it off really easy. Way more comfortable for the client than using a ton of excess brute force. It's more effective. And then you can bend your knee. Good. I'm just going to check to see how much free edge I can take off.
The color that you see on her toenails is old nail polish. She just wasn't able to remove all of it. Sometimes when you take off old nail polish, you do have a little bit of discoloration on your toenails, but that, again, does not cause nail fungus. Stains on the nail do not cause nail fungus. If you don't want to have stains on your toenail, always make sure to use a base coat. And if you haven't tried my brand of nail polish and base coat, it is a must, because your nail polish will stay on forever and your toenails will never get stained.
Don't worry. They never look the same after you soak them, you know what I mean? It's like after a good soak, it really does reveal all of the excess that can be removed. And then you're like, what the heck? How did I not know?
I never
that I
thought
had all
like
that. Does that feel okay?
People often ask me if I have training for a dry pedicure. I don't, because I don't recommend dry
How's that?
pedicures.
Good.
Nail technicians might have to do a dry pedicure because they don't have a pedicure tub. I would suggest that you look into a different location and that you find a place where you're able to install a pedicure tub. It will generate 10 times more income. It will help you get your job done 10 times faster. The client will be more comfortable. It's just better all the way around.
How's that feel?
You okay?
I'm good.
And yes, sometimes when a client is nervous, it does make me nervous. I know a lot of you are probably thinking that, but you need to be cautious, and I'd rather be nervous than get cocky and lose my patience and accidentally injure the client. It's always better to go a little bit slower and help the client feel more comfortable.
How late did you take appointment?
I try to leave by 6, really.
Okay.
I come in so early.
Oh, okay. That hurt just a little bit, but
Yeah, they're so dry that sometimes when you trim a nail, it can feel sharp.
Okay. I think that's why I just get the emery board and just file it away. So I should try to use cuticle oil every day to keep them.
Yeah, the nail mycosis solution will serve the purpose while
okay.
you won't need to use both.
Okay.
Clients are looking for you. Join me. Do you have what it takes to help change people's lives? Join my network. I'll teach you everything you need to know. you still nervous?
Can you feel it?
Nope. I thought
I'm fine.
that you were relaxing.
I am. I'm fine. But I think the hardest part is when you cut it. That's where I'm really nervous. But once once my toenail is cut, I'm not as nervous.
That's good. So that looks like like an old injury, maybe some dried up body fluid. There's that dark spot there.
Oh. What causes that toenail? I know it's like that toenail will grow like 12 points.
Just from being squeezed. It'll flatten out. And it's getting pushed up toward the center from this stuff underneath of it.
Okay.
So we're gonna get that out. I'm hoping that all of this is just gonna get cut away. Because as I file this thinner, you can see that there's a separation in the nail right there.
So I said I wanted to try, come and let you do my toenails and see, before I had to have the toenail taken off because I really didn't want to.
You can always decide to do it if you don't feel like being patient.
Oh no, I'm patient. I'm patient.
Okay.
I don't like pain.
Yeah, yeah, it's usually the people the healing process, they'd rather have an alternative remedy without any discomfort.
Today's most liked comment is from Leslie Faye Rayford. She says, I appreciate that she dressed up for her YouTube debut, the hot pink polished toe jewelry, great conversation, and she enunciated loud enough for us to enjoy the conversation. Some heroes don't wear capes. I just wanted to send a special thank you to all of my loyal followers and welcome all of my new viewers. If you haven't clicked the subscribe button, I hope you do so. One thing everybody in the world has in common is we all have feet, and one of these days you might need some advice. So please hit that follow button and share my channel for all of your friends to come and find some help too.
that nail's really bendy. We'll let it soak again. All right, you can bend your knee. It's like we just did a pre-wash in the washing machine cycle.
Okay.
You can feel it. Yeah, these little tentacle things, sometimes they have nerve endings in them. And if you trim them, they can bleed.
Okay.
So
I think that's why when I get close and I feel a little, I just take the nail file and just
yep.
you know, I don't want to hurt.
See, like that one right there? It hasn't turned all the way white, so it might not. Can you feel that one too?
It's not bad like the
Not like the other one.
Well, yeah, it is.
You're like, take backs. Take that back.
But once I use the nail mycosis, will that help with that?
Yeah, because it won't let them cling on to the back of the nail.
Okay.
They'll kind of stay where they belong,
Okay.
underneath there.
That looks fine.
Yeah. Just wondering how much of that I can take off.
There's a lot of buildup.
So you found any new hobbies during this whole COVID scenario?
No, because I work. I work the whole time.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, yeah. Did you find any hobbies? Because you all were closed. Were you all closed?
We were closed for 3 months.
Did you go stir crazy?
I stayed really busy working with all of my online stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, I cannot sit still. You. My dogs didn't know what to do with themselves when I came back to work.
You're what?
I have 3 dogs.
Oh, do you?
They were like, wait a minute. Where do you think you're going?
My little baby, well, my husband is home with her, so she's 5.
What's her name?
Ellie.
Aw.
She's a spoiled little girl. Like, as well, I know yours are really spoiled too, aren't they?
They are. How's this feeling?
It's good. Probably have people come from all over.
That's what all of those are.
I was so happy when I found out you were in Michigan. I'm like, oh my gosh. I think when my daughter, she was like, Mom, we have to find out where she is. I said, look her up. And I was like, oh my gosh, I was like, come on, get in. But you were really, really booked up then and my work schedule. And I'm like, that's okay. One day I'm going to get there, but I know she's close to me, so I don't have to travel far. It is worth the drive.
What do you do for a living?
I'm telling.
A what?
I work at a bank.
Oh, okay. That'd be a fun job.
It is. I've done it for so long.
How's that feel?
I know it seems like I make such a mess, doesn't it, while I'm giving a pedicure sometimes, but it's necessary, and you're going to be amazed at the before and after photos, which we still have about 10 minutes to go, but you're going to want to see the next steps too.
How long have your feet been like this?
Probably maybe over the last 5 years.
Okay.
I would definitely be making a trip up there more often.
Good. That means that you'll be back in 4 weeks or so.
Yes, I will.
Good. People love to see follow-up visits. This might feel a little strange. Can you feel that?
No.
How about that?
No.
Okay, I have to tell you something, and I don't want you to get all cringy on me. I'm going to squeeze this nail here in a second, and you're going to be able to see how it's spongy. See how it moves? The layers separate vertically even when I squeeze the nipper on the toenail. This is what happens when you let something go too long. The toenail actually starts to like decompose. So you do not want to let your toenails go. You can find all of the tools that you need if you're still embarrassed to go and find a nail tech. You can find a nail tech who has taken my course on my map on academy.themeticulousmanicurist.com. And if you want to try to start at home first, you can find all the tools that you need on my online store.
How you feel about that?
That's fine.
I don't really want to go any much lower than that.
Okay.
I felt underneath, and it's
You can tell.
it's starting to attach right about here.
Okay. Yep, and that's about where I was starting to feel.
Yep, and you don't want to make it feel sensitive or vulnerable if you expose too much of the nail bed all at
Okay.
once. So
Okay.
Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to visit my channel. People like you are the reason for my success, and I appreciate it so much. But remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel for all the latest videos. Remember, it is free, and I'll see you next time.